How's it going? Good to see you.
Daddy. Thursday night here in the jungle. And the Tigers looking to get a little get back after the embarrassing 10-0 loss on Tuesday night against the Cavaliers. We are live from the jungle. Tigers and Cavs, game number 2, as the Tigers look to salvage a split. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you. The Tigers baseball on Vype Live. So glad you could join me. My name is Melvin Jones, feeling a lot better than what I did on Tuesday night. Tigers coming off a heartbreaking 10-0 loss on Tuesday to Cooper Webb and Lake Travis. And they are looking to get some get back tonight as the ace of the staff. Blake Cox is on the bump tonight for the Tigers. And it is a windy but gorgeous night nonetheless here in the jungle, 77 degrees here before first pitch again. As was the case on Tuesday, we have 3 umpires as though this is a playoff game, and this is as close of a playoff game as you can get. When we come back, the voice of the jungle, Jeff Goss, will get us through pregame, national anthem, starting lineups, and then first pitch with Blake Cox and the Tigers. Tigers and Cavs right here back at the jungle. You are watching Tigers baseball on Vype Live.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot, a photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care, the sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to a packed house tonight. Melvin Jones here with you. Tigers baseball on Vype Live, and this is the rematch. Tigers and Cavaliers doing battle. As Blake Cox will be on a bump for the Tigers tonight, he will be opposed by Landon Lang of the Cavaliers. Umpires is at home plate. Tigers tonight will be in their maroon alternatives drip across the chest, pinstripe pants. As I am looking, I see Coach Payne. I saw Blake Cox during pregame, and he looked relaxed and ready to go. Again, most important series of the season, most important game of the season as of right now, as the Tigers cannot afford to be swept by Lake Travis tonight. As right now, still awaiting for the lineup exchange. We'll take one last break, and when we come back, it will be pregame from right here in the jungle. Tigers and Cavs coming up. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And now both coaches are at home plate. As we are waiting for the handshakes, there it is. And let's turn it over to the voice of the jungle, Jeff Goss, for pregame festivities.
Good evening. The Tigers here for this evening's district game between the Lake Travis Cavaliers and the Dripping Springs Tigers. The starting lineup for the visiting Cavaliers. Leading off, the right fielder, number 8, C.J. Hansford. Batting second, the third baseman, number 19, Nelson Molina. Batting third, the third baseman, number 17, Ethan Schlotterman. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, number 16, Elliott Sue. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 27, Brady Scudder. The designated hitter will hit for the pitcher, number 5, Landon Lang. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 1, Luke McBride. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 4, Yanu Molina. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 22, Elliott Lopez. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 18, James Turner. The rest of the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are coached by Ryan Rogers, assisted by Dan Mitchell, Ryan Myron, Val Morris, and Noah Tech. Now the starting lineup for the Dripping Springs Tigers. Leading off the right fielder, number 21, Sam Brandon. Batting second, the third baseman, number 27, Jake Pardue. Batting third, the left fielder, number 3, Cade Sanders. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 28, Jason Steele. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 1, Cindy Padilla. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 11, Bobby Wilkinson. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 5, Matt Nelson. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 14, Cruz McBride. This designated hitter will hit for the pitcher, number 5, Blake Cox. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 6, Ray May. The rest of the Tigers are coached by Chris Payne, assisted by associate head coach Stephen Stotan, Chase Owen, Bobby Anderson, and Joey Soto. Will you please rise and honor America as we play the national anthem? first pitch. Smith Morgan, a kindergartner from Cypress Springs Middle Elementary. He plays for the 6U.
It is as packed as you can get for a regular season game. The final district game between these two teams, at least for a while. Blake Cox warming up on the bump tonight, 6-0 coming into tonight, looking to extend that streak. Tigers defensively. Nothing has changed from Tuesday night. The battery tonight, Blake Cox, as well as Cash Nelson. Right side of the infield, Bobby Wilkerson, Braden Madeley. Left side of the infield, Jake Pardue, and then Jason Steele, the outfielders. Kay Sanders out in left. Nixon Badilla out in center, and out in right, Sam Bryan. It is a gorgeous night here in the jungle, 77 degrees currently right now as Blake continues to warm up. Folks, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me on this first Thursday here in the month of April. And we are so glad to bring you this game tonight. As Blake will meet a lineup, CJ Hansford will lead off for the Cavaliers, followed by Nelly Molina, and then the first baseman, Ethan Schlotterback. As Hansford is in the box, ready to go. Blake is ready to go. 7:39 Central Daylight Time. First pitch, ball one. We are underway. One-0 count to Hansford. Blake delivers. Hansford fouls this one off, strike one. Count goes even, ball in the strike. Nelly Molina's on deck. Ethan Schlotterback in the hole. Ball in the strike. And Blake settles on the rubber. The 1-1. Upstairs, ball two. 2-2 now to Hansford. Wind is blowing in and blowing hard tonight. The 2-1 from Blake. And Blake delivers. Hansford lays out a bump. Blake picks it up, fires on the first, and he's safe. Infield hit for Hansford. One on here in the first. Here's Nelly Molina, one on. No outs. It was a good laydown. And we know Hansford will take off in a heartbeat as Blake takes a look over his left shoulder. And the first pitch to Molina goes down to strike one. 0-1 count to Molina. Schlotterback is on deck. Elliott Sue in the hole. Blake readies the 0-1, looks back at Hansford once again at first. The 0-1. Runner takes off. Jake picks it up, fires over the first, got him. One gone here in the first as Hansford heads over to second. Here's Schlotterback. One on and one out here in the first. Blake is ready to go, looking back at Hansford at second. And the first pitch to Slaughterback goes down to strike one. Nice pitch from Blake Cox. An 0-1 count to the first baseman. Let's see if the hit and run is going to be on, as Lake Travis is prone to do. The 0-1. And Blake fires. Hansford takes off. Cash fires over to third, and he is safe. Second stolen base of the night. Actually, the first stolen base, as a hit and run was on with Molina. So now the first run of the game, 90 feet away. Blake now full rotation coming up with the runner at third. The 0-2 looking for his first strikeout of the night. Blake fires, and he missed outside, ball one. A ball and 2 strikes to Slaughterback. Blake settles in. The 1-2. Outside, good stop from Cash, 2-2. Cash Nelson stopping the first run of the game coming in. Two balls, 2 strikes to Slaughterback. And Blake fires. That missed low and inside. Full count now to Slaughterback. The payoff coming from Blake. As he settles on the rubber, looking back at third, and he steps off as Hansford walks back to third. The payoff. 1 on, 1 out here in the first. And Blake delivers. Outside ball for first walk of the game from Blake Cox. And now runners at the corners for Lake Travis. And here is Sue. Sue steps up. 2 on and 1 out here in the top half of the first. The double play ball is back into play. Slaughterback trying to dance at first. Blake's first pitch to Sue. Strike one. Oh, 1 count to the second baseman and cleanup hitter. Grady Scudder, the DH, is on deck. Luke McBride in the hole. And that was a nice play as Braden Madeley came in looking for the bunt from Sue. Blake was able to throw back to first. The 0-1 to Sue. Sue once again showing bunt. Blake fires. Hit and run was on. They throw it back to third, and he's safe! And now, need to throw it to second. They need to throw it to second. And they got 1 out. So 2 outs now in the inning. What a wild play. That was a forced out at second. That should be 2 outs in the inning. And now the umpires are going to come together. That was a wild play, to say the least. Crowd didn't like the call at third. Coach Payne is out there now. As the umpires right now are coming together. Great play by Braden Madeley. And it should be. So the runner at second is gone. Runner at third is safe. Coach Payne's going to come out to argue that it should have been an out at third base. And I think the majority of us agree. First of all, there was two Cavaliers standing on first to begin with. Coach Payne already furious over the call. So as it stands, the runner at second, which was Slaughterback, has been deemed out. Sue safe at first on the fielder's choice. 2 gone. Here's Scudder. That was wild, folks, as you would ever see it. From up here, Hansford was out by a mile, and they called him safe. So now Scudder comes up, runners at the corners, 2 outs. 13 pitches already from Blake Cox. Scudder showing bunt, and he bunts it foul, strike 1. 0-1 count to Scudder. Two on, 2 outs. Here in the top half of the first. Blake readies the 0-1, and he delivers. Outside, good stop from Cash, ball 1. Luke McBride is on deck if Scudder can reach. The 1-1. Blake looks over at Sue at first. And Blake lifts up, moves everyone back. The 1-1 as Blake settles. And he fires. Strike 2. A lot of gas behind that one from Blake Cox. And Blake a pitch away from his first strikeout of the night. And to get out of this jam. The 1-2. Blake is ready to go. And he fires. Outside, good stop as Sue heads over to second. Deuces to Scudder. Full rotation coming from Blake Cox. Open base is first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Cash sets up on the outside. Blake fires. That's foul tip. Count remains 2-2. As Scudder steps back in. The 2-2. And Blake taking his time right now. See if Scudder's going to call for time. He doesn't. Blake is ready. And Scudder does call time last minute. Blake is doing an outstanding job making Scudder think about it. Deuces to the designated hitter. As Blake looks back at Sue at second. The 2-2. That's popped, fouled, and the count remains 2-2. Pitch number 20 in the inning coming up from Blake Cox. And Blake once again looks at Sue at second. The 2-2 as Blake settles down and he fires. Got him! First strikeout of the night for Blake Cox. Cavaliers lead 2. A single, and that is it. And as we head to the home half of the first, we are still scoreless. Sam Branyan to lead off the first for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Tigers starting lineup back to how it was about 2 weeks ago, leading off, playing out in right field, number 21, Sam Branyan. Batting second, playing at third base, number 27, Jake Pardue. Batting third, playing out in left, number 3, Cade Sanders. Batting cleanup, playing at short, number 28, Jason Steele. Batting fifth and out in center, number 1, Nixon Badilla. Batting sixth, playing out in first, number 11, Bobby Wilkinson. Batting seventh, behind home plate, number 5, Cash Nelson. Batting eighth, the DH, number 14, Cruz McBride. And batting ninth, your second baseman, number 6, Braden Madeley. As Landon Lang warms up to take on the Tigers. Side armor, and he is ready to go. So is Sam Branyan.
Leading off for the Tigers, right fielder, number 21, Sam Branyan.
Sam on Tuesday had one of the 3 hits for the Tigers. 1 for 2 overall on the night. As Lang is ready to go, he will see 3 lefties back to back to back to begin this game. And the first pitch from Lang goes down as ball 1. 1-0 count to Sam Branyan. Tigers probably going to be a lot more patient tonight at the plate than was the case on Tuesday. The 1-0 to Sam. And Lang fires inside, 2-0 to Sam. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sam Branyan. As Molina sets up on the inside, the 2-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. 2-1 down to Sam. And Lang readies the 2-1, and he fires. Sam chops it foul towards the third base side, evens up the count, 2-2. Sam looks to reset. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the first. Lang fires. Well outside, full count to Sam. Full boat to Sam Bryan. And Lang fires. Sam chops it foul once again. Count remains full. Jake Pardue on deck for the Tigers. Cade Sanders in the hole. And the payoff from Lang. Missed ball 4 and the leadoff walk for Sam Bryan. Here's Jake, 1 on and no outs. Jake on Tuesday was 0 for 2, including a strikeout in the first. 7th pitch at bat for Sam Bryan. And now Jake is ready to go. Lang fires. Jake show bunt, ball 1. As Molina tells Lang to calm down. 1-0 count to Jake Pardue. It is a packed house tonight here in the Jungle. Possibly the most of the season. The 1-0 to Jake. Jake shows one again. He lays it down, foul, strike 1. Cade is on deck. Jason in the hole for the Tigers. The 1-1. And Lang goes to first. Sam slides in safely. Both teams headed to the postseason already. And if my math is correct, Westlake clinched late last night to be the 3rd team from 26 to get in. Jake lays it down, foul, strike 2. So Jake now, ball and 2 strikes, will be swinging away here. With Sam Bryan dancing at first. Lang is ready. And the 1-2 to Jake. Jake chops it, and that is going fair. And that's going to be an infield single for Jake Pardue. Here is Cade. 2 on and no outs. Tigers rolling early here. Cade was also 1 for 2 on Tuesday night. Sam stays at second. Jake sitting at first. And let's see if Cade is going to show bunt here. First pitch from Lang. Cade does show bunt, lays one down, lays it down perfectly, and Cade gets called out up here. Looked like he had beat it out. First out of the inning. And here's Jason. Jason the other night on Tuesday, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts included in that. Runners in scoring position for the Tigers early on. Lang now taking his time. Open base is at first. As he looks back at Jake at second. First pitch, Jason flies one deep. Out in right field. That's going to be deep enough to turn around Hansford. Sam is coming in. Here comes Jake. Jason hustling the third. 2-run triple. Jason Steele, 2-0 Tigers. Here's Nix. 1 on, 1 out. Tigers with their first runs of the series. 2-run triple off the bat of Jason Steele. And Nix is ready. Lang fires, ball 1 to Nix. Bobby's on deck. Cash in the hole. The 1-0 from Lang. And he fires. Nixon fouls it off. Aces on the board for Nixon Badilla.
John.
Tigers dugout starting to get loud. The 1-1. Nix fouls this one off. A screamer, strike 2. Two nothing Tigers. And a 1-2 to Nixon. Lang fires. Nixon fouls this one off. The count remains 1-2. The 1-2 from Lang. Nixon is ready. Lang fires outside, ball 2. Count goes even to Nixon Badilla, 2-2. Wind is blowing hard here in the jungle, but guess what? Jason Steele was able to get a triple out of it. The 2-2. Nixon fouls this one off. What an at-bat by Nixon. The 2-2 from Lang, and he fires. Nixon fouls it off again. Two runs off of 2 hits for the Tigers here in the home half of the first. The 2-2 coming from Lang, and he fires. Outside, ball 3. Full count now to Nixon. The payoff coming from Landon Lang. He fires. Nixon hits one deep. That should be deep enough for Jason to tag and score. And Jason tags. He's heading home, and Jason's going to be safe. Sack fly for Nixon, and it's 3-0 Tigers. Here's Bobby. No one on, 2 outs with the Tigers with a 3-0 lead. Bobby had the first hit of the night on Tuesday, 1 for 2 overall. Lang fires. Bobby fouls it off, strike 1. Lang now sits at 23 pitches. The 0-1 coming from Lang. And he fires. Bobby looks at it, strike 2. 0-2 count to Bobby Wilkinson. Cash Nelson is on deck. And the 0-2. Outside, 1-2 now to Bobby. Pitch number 26 now for Lang. And the 1-2. Bobby looked at it, good eyes, deuces to Bobby Wilkinson. Tigers 3-0 here in the first. Polar opposite of Tuesday night. The 2-2 from Lang. And good eye once again from Bobby for a count. Full boat to Bobby. Lang readies the payoff. And he fires. Bobby chased it, strike 3, and that ends the inning. But the Tigers with a 3 spot here in the first. 3-0 as we head to the top of the second. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Blake Cox back out for his second inning of work, 20 pitches for Blake. 3-0 Tigers. McBride, Molina, Prope do up this inning for Lake Travis. Blake with a walk and a strikeout and a hit in the first. And Blake wraps up his warm-ups. And up comes Luke McBride to get this second inning rolling for the Cavs. As energized as you have seen the Tigers all season long, McBride is ready, so is Blake. First pitch of the second inning is upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 count to McBride. Yanu Molina's on deck. Elliot Prope in the hole. The 1-0 from Blake. And Blake fires. Fastball, strike 1. All gas behind that one from Blake Cox. Evens up the count, 1-1. The 1-1 from Blake. And Blake fires. Strike 2. Blake settling in right now, looking for his second K of the night. And Blake is ready, so is McBride. The 1-2. That missed. Low and inside, ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes now to McBride. And the 2-2 from Blake. And he fires. And that's fouled off. And the count remains 2-2. And Blake likes it. Cash is ready to go. The 2-2 from Blake. Upstairs, full count to McBride. Softball is rocking as well. You can hear it from over here. 9-0 lead over next door. Payoff from Blake. And this time McBride calls for time very late. The payoff from Blake Cox. And Blake fires outside, ball 4. Second walk given up on the night for Blake. And the leadoff walk from Luke McBride. And here's Yanu Molina. Molina steps up. 1 on, no outs here in the second. See if Blake goes back to 0 number 1. And Blake fires, and he does just that, strike 1. You got a good fastball, it's going to be hard to hit it. And Blake certainly has that. The 0-1 to Molina. Blake fires over the first. McBride slides in safely. Blake readies the 0-1. And he fires. Molina fouls it off. Strike 2. So Molina's going to be swinging away here at 0-2. The 0-2 to Molina. Blake looks over his left shoulder. Cash is ready. And Blake fires. Outside. Now some steam behind that one, too. Ball and 2 strikes now to Molina. And now the 1-2. Blake fires. Again, same location, ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Molina. McBride is at first for Lake Travis. Blake telling Cash to reset, and now he does it. Blake looks over at McBride at first. Readies the 2-2. And Blake fires. Again, going towards the right side. Full count now to Molina. So Blake Cox has missed on 3 straight. Full count to Molina. Second time this inning. The payoff from Blake as McBride takes off. Molina fouls this one off as it heads in foul territory. Count remains full. Hidden run was on for Lake Travis. That's what they do best. Let's see if Blake can limit that right now. Full count. The payoff from Blake Cox. And Blake fires. Got him! Second out. Second strikeout for Blake. 1 gone here in the inning. Here's Propay 1 on and 1 out. McBride still dancing at first. Propay up to the plate. Blake fires over the first. And McBride slides in safely. Blake now with 2 strikeouts on the night. And now he's ready, his first pitch to Propay. And Blake fires. And that got in there, strike 1. 0-1 count to Propay. James Tudor, the shortstop, and number 9 hitter in the lineup is on deck. The 0-1 from Blake. McBride once again dancing. Let's see if he tries to steal second. Blake doesn't even give him a chance. Three nothing Tigers. 1 on, 1 out. Here in the second, and the 0-1 count to Propay. And Blake readies it. And he fires. Strike 2. He went around. There was no doubt about that one. 0-2 count to Propay. Blake is looking for his 3rd K of the night. This crowd may have rioted if they said Propay didn't go around. The 0-2 to Propay. And Blake fires. And that missed barely upstairs, ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes to Propay. And Blake fires. That is hit. Could be 2. Jason, Braden, over to Bobby. 6-4-3. Double play. First of the night for the Tigers. And Blake Cox faced the minimum here in the second. No hits, no runs, no errors, no one left on. We played an inning and a half. Still 3-0 Tigers. Cash Nelson to lead off the second. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
3-0 Tigers. Landon Lang back out for his second inning of work. 7-8-9 coming up. Cash Nelson, Cruz McBride, Brady Madeley. 28 pitches in that first inning for Lang. As Cash is ready to lead it off here in the second. Lang readies his first pitch of the inning. He fires. Cash looks at it as it goes low and inside. Ball 1 to Cash Nelson. The 1-0, and Lang delivers. Got in there, strike 1. Evens up the count, 1-1 to Cash. The 1-1. And Lang delivers. Cash chops it. Two-door. Fires over the first to retire Cash for the first out of this second inning. Here's Cruz. Cruz has been struggling at the plate, looking to break out of this slump. One out, no one on here in the second. And Lang is ready, and he fires. Cruz looks at it, good eyes. They're going to call that one strike one. John Gamblin shakes his head, yes, that was the correct call. 0-1 count to Cruz. And Lang delivers. Cruz fouls it off first base side, strike two. Landon Lang now looking for his second K of the night. 0-2 count. The Cruz McBride. And Lang fires. Cruz looks at it, and he's called out on strikes. That is a second strikeout for Lang. Two gone here in the second. Here's Braden. Braden on Tuesday night 0 for 2, including a strikeout. As Lang trying to settle down after that first inning. Got in there, strike one to Braden. The 0-1 from Lang. And he fires inside. What a pitch, strike two. Man, that was a nasty pitch inside corner to Braden Madeley, and Braden pulls out to reset. The 0-2 to Braden. And Lang is ready to go, and he fires. And that missed outside, ball one. Ball and two strikes to Braden. Lang readies as Molina sets up on the outside, and he fires. And Braden fouls this one off. Count remains 1-2. And Braden steps back in. The 1-2 from Lang as Molina once again sets up on the outside. That time he missed low, ball two. Deuces to Braden. Top of the order, and Sam Brands is on deck. If Braden can reach. And a 2-2 from Lang. Outside for Boat. So Braden looking to reach for the first time in this series. The payoff coming from Lang. And Lang fires. Braden fouls it off. Good at bat. Braden Madeley. Tigers with a 3-0 lead. Home half of the second. 2 out, no one on. And the payoff from Lang. Outside ball for a 2-out walk. And Braden Madeley is on for the first time this series. Here's Sammy. Branyan led off the game with a walk, scored the first run of the game for the Tigers. As Lang is ready to first pitch to Sammy, and that hits Sam, and now the 2-on for the Tigers. HBP. And here is Jake. 2 on, 2 outs. Jake is 1 for 1 on the night. Single in the first. As now Jake steps back into the box, waiting for the first pitch from Lang. And Lang fires. That's well inside. That nearly hit Jake, ball one. Lang was cooking early in his inning. And now the Tigers with 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 count to Jake Pardue. Lang looks back, fires. That's got in there, strike one. Jake took it, 1-1 is the count to Jake Pardue. Kay Sanders is on deck. Jason still in the hole. Tigers looking to add to this 3-0 lead. Ball in the strike to Jake. Time is called this time from Jake. And Lang delivers. Jake hits one, foul, third base side. That was close. And that's strike 2 to Pardue. There's a huge gap in between left and center that Jake can just completely expose right now. A ball and 2 strikes. Lang looks back at second and Braden. And Jake fouls this one off. Count remains 1-2. Lang once again now taking his time. The 1-2. And Lang lifts up. And everyone goes back. I could be mistaken, but I believe this is the first time the Cavaliers have trailed in district play this season. The 1-2 to Jake. Jake looked at it and called out on strikes. Third strikeout of the night from Landon Lang. Tigers lead 2. They still lead 3-0 as we head to the top of the third. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
3-0 Tigers. Blake Cox back out for his third inning of work. As James Tudor will lead off the third for Lake Travis. Only game in district tonight. Last night, Westlake defeated Bowie 2-1 in a game that Bowie completely had. Base running was their detriment last night. Aikens and Austin will play a game tomorrow night at Berger. Del Valley on their bye. Pitch number 39 coming up for Blake Cox, and the first of this inning is popped up high. And it's going to head into the Lake Travis bullpen, strike one. Oh, and 1 to Tudor. Top of the order, and C.J. Hansford is on deck. The 0-1 to Tudor. And Blake fires. That's hit into center field. Nixon is underneath it, and he grabs it for the first out of the inning. One gone, and here's Hansford. Hansford is 1 for 1, the lone hit tonight for Lake Travis. He was stranded at third at the end of the first. And Blake ready for first pitch to Hansford. Strike one. 0-1 count to the right fielder. Nelly Molina's on deck. Ethan Slaughter back in the hole. And the 0-1 from Blake. And Blake delivers. Strikes, that should be strike two. How was that outside is beyond me, and it's aces for Hansford. The 1-1 from Blake. And Blake fires. That's chopped. Jason picks it up, and he fires over the first. Got him. Two gone. And here is Molina. Molina's 0 for 1, grounding out to third. His first at bat tonight. And Blake fires. Strike one. What a pitch from Blake Cox. The 0-1 to Molina. And Blake delivers. Strike two. Gas behind that one. And Blake is looking for his third strikeout of the night. The 0-2. Blake settles down. Fires. Got him! And for the first time this series, Lake Travis goes 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We played 2.5. The Tigers still lead 3-0. Kay Sanders to lead off the home half of the third for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
So C.J. Hansford is the new pitcher for Lake Travis. Landon Lang, 9 is complete, 2 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, 3 runs, while striking out 3, giving up 2 walks. As Cade Sanders will lead off the inning for the Tigers. Cade tonight with a sac bunt in the first. And the first pitch is strike 1. Wow. And the 0-1 count to Cade Sanders. That looked high to me. Hansford, the 0-1. Cade hits one in the right field, but it is caught for the first out. That was a nice cut from Cade. 1 gone in the inning. Here's Jay Steele. Jason tonight 1 for 1. 2-run triple in the first. And he scored right after that. Hansford is ready to go. So is Jason. The first pitch to Jason is upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 count to Jason Steele. Nixon is on deck. Bobby in the hole. The 1-0. Jason shows bump, pops it up, foul. Ace is on the board for Jason. Hansford readies the 1-1. And he fires. Jason fouls it off, strike 2. Jason is making contact right now. And that's what you can hope. A ball and 2 strikes. Hansford. The 1-2. Jason chops it high over to Hansford, and Hansford flips it over to first for the second out. 2 gone, and here's Nixon. Nixon's 0 for 1 tonight with a sac fly to bring in Jason Steele for his RBI. Hansford looking to put the Tigers down in order for the first time tonight. And the first pitch to Nixon. Nixon pops it up high. Could it be playable for Molina? And it is not. Strike 1. 0-1 count for Nixon Badilla. Bobby Wilkinson is on deck if Nixon can reach. Cash Nelson in the hole. The 0-1 to Nixon. Hansford fires. Nixon looked at a good eye. Ball 1. The 1-1. Hansford delivers. Upstairs, 2-1. And Hansford quickly. The 2-1. Strike 2. The outside corner apparently. And deuces to Nixon. And time is called by Nixon. Now Nixon's ready. The 2-2 from Hansford, and he fires. Nixon looked at it, ball 3. Full count to Nixon Badilla. The payoff coming from Hansford. And he fires. Nixon swung and missed, strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Hansford. And the Tigers go down in order for the first time tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on. We've played 3, still 3-0 Tigers. Slaughterback, Sue, and Scudder due up for Lake Travis. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top 4, 3-0 Tigers. 3-4-5 coming up for the Cavaliers. Slaughterback, Sue, and Scudder. As Blake, at 47 pitches, wraps up his warm-ups. And here is Slaughterback to lead off the 4th. Slaughterback with a walk, and he was put out on that very odd play where he and Sue was standing on first. They called Hansford safe at third, and it was just a weird rundown. So he's up to the plate for the second time tonight. And Blake is ready to go. Pitch number 48, and the first pitch of the 4th is inside, ball 1. 1-0 count to Slaughterback. Sue was on deck with Scudder in the hole for Lake Travis. The 1-0 for Blake. Cash sets up on the outside. Blake fires. That's hit right into the glove of Braden. And Braden fires over the first for the first out of the inning. 1 gone, and here is Elliott Sue. Sue reached on the fielder's choice on said play. So officially not an in-bat. One out and the one on here in the 4th. And Blake is ready to go. The first pitch to Sue, strike 1. 0-1 count to Sue. Brady Scudder's on deck for Lake Travis. Luke McBride in the hole. The 0-1. And Blake fires outside. Aces on the board for Sue. The 1-1. Blake settles on the rubber. And he delivers. Got him, strike 2. What a pitch from Blake Cox. Ball and 2 strikes now to the second baseman. Blake is looking for strikeout number 4. Sound like the student section is taunting Sue right now. Ball and 2 strikes from Blake, and he fires, and that missed 2-2. Blake knows he had that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Sue. The trash talk from the student sections have upgraded, I've noticed, here in the last few years. The 2-2 from Blake. And Blake delivers outside for a count. Blake Cox trying to avoid his third walk of the night. The payoff coming from Blake as Cash sets up on the outside. And Blake fires. Got him! Fourth K for Blake Cox. 2 gone here in the fourth. And here's Scudder. Scudder struck out to end the first. And Blake is ready for his first pitch to Scudder. Scudder swung at it, strike 1. Blake Cox starting to cook here in the fourth. The 0-1 from Blake. Settling on the right side of the rubber. He fires. And that missed ball 1. We all thought it was a strike. 1-1 to Brady Scudder. Luke McBride is on deck for Lake Travis. And Blake is ready to go. The 1-1. And he fires. Outside ball 2. Two and 1 now to the DH. The 2-1 from Blake Cox. And he fires. Inside ball 3. So once again, Blake trying to avoid his third walk of the night. The 3-1 to Scudder. And Blake fires. That's popped foul. Full count to Brady Scudder. The payoff coming. Blake is ready to go. And he fires. Got him! Back-to-back strikeouts for Blake Cox. And the Cavs go down 1-2-3. Once again, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We are halfway through from here in the jungle with the Tigers leading 3-0. Bobby Wilkerson to lead off the fort for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Home half of the fourth, Bobby Wilkerson, Cash Nelson, Cruz, McBride due up for the Tigers. Bobby tonight struck out to end the first. Tigers with a 3-0 lead. Hansford, second inning of work. 13th pitch goes down as strike 1 to Bobby. 0-1 count to Bobby Wilkerson. Cash Nelson is on deck. Cruz McBride in the hole. The 0-1 from Hansford. Bobby fouls it off, strike 2. Bob is quickly down in the count, 0-2. As that wind is just blasting right now. The 0-2 from Hansford. Got him. Second strikeout for Hansford tonight. One gone here in the fourth. And here's Cash. Cash grounded out to short to lead off the second. One out, no one on here in the fourth. And Cash swung for the fences on that one and missed strike one. The 0-1. Strike two. 0-2 count. The 0-2 from Hansford, got him. Third strikeout tonight for C.J. Hansford. Two gone in the inning. Here's Cruz. Cruz struck out in the second. And Hansford fires. Cruz swung and missed, strike one. And Cruz hits one right into the glove of Slaughterback, and Slaughterback takes it himself for the third and final out. Tigers go out in order for a second straight inning. Still 3-0 as we head to the top of the fifth. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
6, 7, 8 coming up for the Tigers. For the Cavaliers, Luke McBride will lead it off for Lake Travis. Blake Cox at 61 pitches through 4. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit thus far for Blake. And I believe this should be the final throw for Blake in his warm-ups, and it is. So here is McBride to lead off the 5th for Lake Travis. McBride had a walk to lead off the 2nd. He is currently the only Cavalier without an official at bat. And Blake is ready to throw his 62nd pitch and the first of the 5th, and it goes down as ball 1 as that goes low and inside to McBride. Tigers will take on the Cardinals of Del Valley next week. Tuesday here at the Jungle, next Friday at Del Valley. Both games, of course, right here on Vype. The 1-0, and that missed outside, 2-0 to McBride. Tigers would then go into their bye week, going to Georgetown and then back here for McCallum before the Westlake series. The 2-0 from Blake, and he fires. Strike one. 2-1 now to McBride. Yanu Molina's on deck. Elliot Prope in the hole for Lake Travis. And Blake readies the 2-1. And he fires. Strike two. Right on the inside. 2-2 now to McBride. Blake is looking for punch out number 6 on the night. And Blake is ready. The 2-2. And time is called, late time call from McBride. They have done that the third time they have done that tonight. Now Blake once again readies the 2-2. And he fires outside for Boat to McBride. Blake was in this position twice last inning, and he struck out both batters. Let's see what he does. Full count right now. The payoff from Blake. Got him! 3 straight strikeouts from Blake Cox. 6 on the night. 1 gone in the 6th, and here is Molina. Molina struck out in the 2nd. Blake readies his first pitch to Molina. And Blake delivers. Strike one. I hesitated for a minute because I wasn't for sure if the home plate umpire was going to give it to Blake, but he did. An 0-1 count to Molina. Blake is ready to go. The 0-1. Same location, and he did not give it to him that time. Ball 1. Ace is on the board for Molina. The 1-1 from Blake. That's chopped, and that is going to go foul. Strike 2. So once again, Blake Cox now looking for strikeout number 7 on the night. And Blake settles in on the rubber. And he fires. That's chopped. Nice pick, and it goes through Bobby's hands. Brandon throws it over. Got him! That's how you have your teammates back. The very odd 4-1 throw out, 2 gone. That is actually Elliot Prope. Prope's 0 for 1, grounding out to a 6-4-3 double play to end the 2nd. Blake fires. That's flew out right field. Sam is underneath it. Cavaliers go 1, 2, 3 for a 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Time to stretch here in the jungle. Still 3-0 Tigers. Braden Madeley will lead off the 5th for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
9-1-2 coming up for the Tigers in this fifth inning. Braden Madeley, Sam Branyan, and then Jake Pardue. Tigers with a 3-0 lead here, bottom half of the fifth. As C.J. Hansford continues to warm up, and now he's complete 20 pitches thus far for Hansford. And here is Braden. Braden drew a walk back in the second. And now he is ready to go to take on Hansford. And the first pitch here in the fifth, Braden fouls one off, strike one. An 0-1 count to Braden Madeley. Top of the order, and Sam Branyan standing in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Jake Pardue in the hole. The 0-1 from Hansford. And Hansford fires. Braden looked at it, ball one. 1-1 now to Braden Madeley. The 1-1 from Hansford. And Hansford got Madeley swinging all the way around, strike two. Ball and 2 strikes now to Braden. Hansford is looking for his 4th strikeout of the night. And the 1-2. Braden swung and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 tonight for C.J. Hansford. 1 gone here in the 5th. And here's Sammy. Sam does not have an official at bat tonight. Drew a walk to lead off the ball game, scored a run, and he was hit by a pitch in the second. And the first pitch from Hansford, Sam hits one high out in left field. McBride is underneath it and grabs it for the second out. So 2 gone quickly, and here's Jake. Jake tonight is 1 for 2. Single in the first, struck out in the second, scored a run as well. And Hansford's first pitch to Jake is ball 1. 1-0 count to Jake Pardue. Kay Sanders is on deck. Jason still in the hole. The 1-0 from Hansford. And Jake hits a dribbler to Slaughterback, and Slaughterback for the second straight inning puts down the Tigers. Tigers go down in order once again. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. We've played 5, and it's still 3-0 Tigers. James Tudor will lead it off for Lake Travis. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Blake is back out for his 6th inning of work. 72 pitches so far, 48s, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit. 9-1-2 coming up for Lake Travis. Tudor, Hansford, and Molina. And Blake has wrapped up his warm-ups. And the 6th is underway. Tudor tonight, 0 from 1, the fly out to center field. Back in the 3rd. Blake is ready to go. So is Tudor. First pitch of the 6th. Tudor showing bunt. Lays one down. Great play by Jake. Jake fires over the first. Got him. 1 pitch, 1 out. Hansford is 1 for 2. He has the lone hit tonight for the Cavaliers. And Blake is ready on the right side of the rubber, and he fires. And that missed inside, ball 1 to Hansford. Nelly Molina's on deck. Ethan Slaughterback in the hole for Lake Travis. Tigers with a 3-0 lead here in the 6th. 1-0 count to Hansford. Blake fires. That's chopped right to Braden Madeley, and Braden fires over the first to retire Hansford for the 2nd out. 2 gone, and here is Molina. Molina's 0 for 2. Grounding to 3rd back in the 1st, and is struck out in the 3rd. And Blake readies the first pitch to Molina. And he fires. Upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 count to Molina. Slaughterback stands in the on-deck circle for Lake Travis. The 1-0 from Blake, and he fires. And that got in there, strike 1. Ball and a strike to Molina. Blake readies the 1-1. And he fires. Fastball, strike 2. Blake looking for strikeout number 7. And he readies the 1-2. Blake fires. And that is a screamer foul just past 3rd base. My goodness. Count remains 1-2. And the 1-2 once again to Molina. And Blake fires. That's fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Let's see if Blake goes with the fastball here. Ball and 2 strikes to Molina. And Blake is ready to go. The 1-2 to Molina. Got him! Strikeout number 7 tonight for Blake Cox. 81 pitches. And he puts the Cavaliers down in order for now a 4th straight inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on. We play 5.5. Tigers still with a 3-0 lead. Kay Sanders to lead off the 6th for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Cade Sanders to lead off the 6th for the Tigers. 3-0 Tigers. C.J. Hansford back out for his 4th inning of work. Cade, Jason, Nixon do up this inning for the Tigers. Cade tonight 0 for 2, a sack bunt in the 1st, and then he flew out to right in the 3rd. 27 pitches so far for C.J. Hansford, and this is pitch 28, and it goes down to strike 1 to Cade Sanders. Oh and 1 now to Cade. Hansford fires, and that got in there, strike 2. An 0-2 count quickly to Cade. Jason Steele is on deck for the Tigers. Nixon Badilla in the hole. The 0-2 from Hansford, and he fires. Cade fouls this one off. Count remains 0-2. Cade is ready. The 0-2. That is inside. Ball 1 to Cade. One and 2 now to Cade Sanders. Hansford is ready. And he dishes. Upstairs, 2-2. The 2-2 from Hansford. As Molina sets up on the inside. Cade is jammed up, and he fouled it off. Count remains 2-2. We have not had a hit since the 1st inning. It has been like this since then. Zeros across the board as far as the runs. The 2-2. Cade floats one, center field. Prope is underneath it and grabs it for the first out of the 6th. One gone, and here's Jay Steele. Jason tonight is 1 for 2. The 1-2-run triple in the 1st. And Hansford's first pitch to Jason, upstairs, ball 1. One-0 to Jason. Hansford fires. That got in there, strike 1, aces on the board for Jason Steele. Nixon is on deck with Bobby right behind him. The 1-1. And Hansford fires. Jason fouls this one off, strike 2. The 1-2 from Hansford. And Hansford fires. And did Jason go around? He did not. Ball 2. 2-2 now to Jason Steele. Hansford ready to 2-2. And he fires. Jason hits one right into the glove of Tudor, and safe. what's going to be the call. And that's going to be E6 on Tudor. So Jason is on for a second time tonight. And here's Nixon. Nixon tonight is 0 for 2. With an RBI. Sack fly in the first, and they struck out in the third. First error of the night for the Cavs. Hansford fires. Nixon pops one up in foul territory, and that's going to be unplayable. Strike one. First base runner for the Tigers since the second. When he had 2 on and couldn't convert. The 0-1 to Nixon. And that is inside, ball 1. Ace is on the board for Knicks. Bobby's on deck, cash in the hole. Tigers leading 3-0, but would love to get an insurance run right now. Hansford fires. Jason takes off. Jason is going to be punched out. Second out of the inning. Molina with a punch out on Jason Steele. Nice throw from Molina. And a 2-1 count now to Nixon Badilla. Hansford fires. Nixon hits one right into the glove of Hansford, and Hansford is going to retire Nixon to retire the side. So Hansford does face the minimum in the 6th, but the Tigers still lead 3-0 as we head to the top of the 7th. 3, 4, 5 coming up. Slaughterback, Sue, and Scudder. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So, how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Blake Cox is out for the 7th inning at 81 pitches. He will face Ethan Slaughterback, Elliott Sue, and Brady Scudder to start off the 7th inning. And Blake has completed his warm-ups. Here is Slaughterback to lead off the 7th. Slaughterback tonight is 0 for 1. Drew a walk in the first, grounding out the second, back in the 4th. And Blake is ready to throw his first pitch of the 7th. And he fires. Inside, ball 1 to Slaughterback. The 1-0. And Blake delivers. That's popped up. Playable for Jake Pardue. And Jake grabs it. One gone. What a play from Jake. Here is Sue. Sue tonight is 0 for 2. Excuse me, 0 for 1. reached on the fielder's choice in the first, struck out in the third. And Blake is ready. The first pitch to Sue, strike one. 0-1 now to Sue. Brady Scudder's on deck. The 0-1 coming from Blake. He fires it. And that miss barely. Aces on the board for Sue. The 1-1 from Blake Cox. And Blake dishes. And that miss, he has been giving Blake that call all night. That time he did not ball two. 2-1 now to Sue. Blake settles down, the 2-1. Got into there, strike two. Count goes even to Sue. Blake looking for strikeout number 8 on the night. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the second baseman, Elliott Sue. And Blake is ready. Cash is set up on the inside. Blake fires, and that missed inside. Full count now to Sue. Full boat to Sue. Blake looking to avoid his third walk of the night. The payoff. Blake fires. Got him! 8 strikeout tonight for Blake Cox. 2 down in the 7th. And Scudder, their final out, walking to the plate. Scudder is 0 for 2, both strikeouts. Blake is looking to close this one out in fashion. Ready's the first pitch. And Blake fires. Strike one. The 0-1 is Scudder. McBride is on deck for Lake Travis. And Blake settles down, fires. Strike two. Cavs down to their final strike. What a gem tonight from Blake Cox. And he is looking to close it out in style. Scudder's back into the box. 0-2 count. 2 outs here in the 7th. Blake is ready to go. And he fires. Got him! What a performance from Blake Cox. And he is pumped at the Tigers. One hit the Cavaliers tonight. What a performance, not only from Blake Cox, but this Dripping Springs team facing adversity after the performance on Tuesday night. Drip with a 3-0 victory tonight to split the season series with the Cavaliers. Tigers postgame coming up in just a bit. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Texas.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
What a performance tonight for number 25. He came out and did work. 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, giving up just the 1 hit, the lead-off single in the first to Hansford. And Blake was almost perfect from there on out. Best performance of his career tonight against a team who had won 11 in a row, coming in undefeated in league play in the Cavaliers of Lake Travis, and the Tigers split the season series against the Cavaliers for the final time this season. 3-0, the final score. Game time, 1 hour and 47 minutes. Very quick game. Nonetheless, Blake again tonight, 9 strikeouts from 92 pitches, 2 walks, 1 hit. Absolutely outstanding. But we can't forget Jason Steele with the 2-run triple to start things off for the Tigers in the first. And the Tigers salvaged this series. And now Dale Valley comes to the Jungle coming up on Tuesday night as the Tigers looks to ride the wave of this victory tonight. 3-0 final score against the Cavaliers. What a game this was tonight, folks. The Tigers came out, did the work. Fantastic victory tonight, 3-0 final score against the Cavaliers of Lake Travis. Folks, once again, don't forget, Tuesday night, Tigers and Cardinals of Del Valley get it on right here in the Jungle. Coverage will begin. Tigers pregame, 6:45. First pitch, 7 o'clock, right here on Vype Live. My QA tonight, the Honorable Mr. Shane Sawinski, technical producer of Vype Media, Ms. Suna Venkat, and the broadcast director, Mr. Merle Bertrand. For everyone associated with Vype, everyone associated with Dripping Springs High School, I am Melvin Jones saying good night from the Jungle. 3-0. Final score. Blake Cox, you did your thing. You have been watching Tigers Baseball